G'day, mate, and welcome back to Captain Industry with me, GD. Today, we're gonna turn our poop into maintenance. Yeah. Bear with me. I'll explain it when we get there. But today we're gonna be turning poop into maintenance. That's today's big plan. At the same time, as always, I need to thank you guys for enjoying the series, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and I need to give a big shout out to those that go above and beyond. Those that become YouTube members, those that support the channel, so I don't actually have to run any mid-roll ads, because nobody enjoys mid-roll ads. So today we're going to be thanking brand new truck for a brand new YouTube member, somebody who knows where the accelerator is and definitely knows where the brake is. It's going to be Mariner, because he likes slamming on the brakes unexpectedly without any warning whatsoever. Thank you, Mariner, for choosing to drive this truck. Hopefully you'll work out how to keep a constant speed. Maybe at least you didn't run into anything. Okay. Alright, today's episode we have a few things we need to do. First off, I got some things I need to explain. First off, it's been about 30 years. Why has it been 30 years? Well, because I needed more dock space. And we have spent 30 years to fill in this little area. Why? Because this little area is at minus 27, 8, about minus 28 is the seafloor. So it's taken a while to fill this in. Can I get you guys to do that section just to keep you busy? Because I want to put in another dock. I want to put another dock doing another lot of glass trade for coal, because I really want to have more coal, and I don't want to rely on what coal is in the ground. I really want to move across to contracts. Contracts are unlimited. They run forever. That's really what I want to get up and running, and glass is relatively cheap. On top of that, we seem to have an abundance of sand right this second. I'll explain that shortly. So first thing I want this dock, and we have a couple of problems. One, we have a dock to our left, which I need to avoid, so I need to go to the right. And then two, I want to go as far forward as possible, and then we get something in the way. We have some evil little red squares over there that denote the edge of the map. So I need to squeeze this in here, it turns out. So we're going to get a dock in there, and you know what, we'll just quick deliver. We're going to set this up to do the exact same contract, so it's going to be 2 lots of glass with 3 lots of medium storage for coal and 1 small lot of storage for coal. And we're going to Unity build that as well, because I like Unity building things. We also means we need to get fuel over there, and we also need to get... Let's start with fuel first. Fuel's the easy one. We also need to get coal back out. Good, you're empty-ish. Delete. Because I need like 5 more tiles. Alright, let's start with fuel first. Fuel, we're going to run right along the edge of the map. Because I don't think any, at least mega trucks need to make their way out here. We're going to bring you out just a tile past there, and then I'm going to drag you into there. Okay. That'll do fuel. I'm going to make sure the import off, and trucks cannot steal fuel from this bucket. We have a working problem. We'll get to the working problem in a minute. Next thing I want to do is let's do the glass across. So glass, we're going to bring off the existing glass line and around and underneath the fuel line. Around to just hold there for a second so I can get storage there and there. And actually, can I make you go left? Height 2 to height 2. No, because I need 1 extra tile. Okay, in that case, can I get you to come down to height 1 here, and then into that one and into that one? That should do us. Can I remove some of these green squares just so we can see what the hell we're doing? Alright, I don't need that bit of belt on the end, and we're going to Unity build all that. I'm probably going to have to increase our glass smelting, but we'll talk about that in 1 second. I'm going to need a U-shaped balancer right about here to plug in that belt, that belt, that belt, and that belt. Yes. Okay. Can I remove just a little bit of that, please? And quick remove where we can build those. And let's get another balancer, and I'll put you here. Okay. There. Now, I'm going to use slow belts. Now, the reason I'm going to use slow belts, even though this contract brings in like a lot of coal, that's the wrong one, is they have a very long downtime, okay? A very long downtime between shipments. If we assign a contract, we're going to do this contract. It's 630 coal, but that's every 6 months or something. They're not, 5 months, 5 months. They're not terribly quick, which means we're going to unload into these storage containers, which hold 360, which is 2 shiploads worth. And then we have 6 months to run that out on this belt. So you can use very, very slow belts leaving after I've merged all the belts together. Obviously, I want a slightly faster belt, which we're going to run height 2. Yeah, we'll run it beside this. Again, I don't think any trucks are going to pass towards the coastline, but you never know. And we're going to want a storage, a very large storage, which we will put here. Hang on, let's spin around this way so we can actually see what we're doing. Sure, let's put a large storage. Let's leave an extra tile for you never know. Maybe we'll end up going to 3 lots of contracts. I'm not planning for it, but I wasn't planning to go past 1 to start with, so who knows. All right, I'm going to plug both those into there. We can uni-build all that. And then finally, I need to take my belt and plug it into the existing belt. Oh, look, it's like I lined everything up and paid attention. All right, and that's going to... Oh, helps if I do all of that. All right, so that's going to be stage number 1. We've already signed the contract. It's already loading with glass. We do need a ship because we have this lovely error message here. Cargo depot has no ship, which is fine because it turns out we can go to the market and we can click this button and watch the price go up by a significant amount. Having an extra cargo ship, but now I have 5 of 5, which is good. I have 1 more cargo ship to take care of things, and it's going to pull in, and hopefully we have 100. We don't have quite enough glass yet. Conveniently, it also comes fully fueled. I like the fact that you buy a cargo ship and it comes with fuel. That's a real bonus. So that'll get loaded up eventually. We're low on parts. We have no storage. We have all sorts of problems, which we're going to talk through one at a time. Okay, so that should give us a bunch of coal. I want to set a export on you at a priority 5. No, I want to, let's go with there, and I want to alert, notify me if you are more than 25% full. Because like I said, I want to get off mining actual coal. I'd like to go on a contracts because they're infinite, okay? That's really important to me because it means we can keep playing for as long as we want. All right, next off, glass. So as we can see, we have this little balancer that's kicking out our glass and running it to the right, which is now supplying 2 contracts. In theory, I need a second smelter. No, I need a second smelter. 1 smelter should supply 1 contract. So we're going to enable a 3rd smelter. So we have 2 running a contract and 1 providing glass for the rest of the base. It's probably enough. If not, I still have a 3rd one we can turn, a 4th one we can turn on. As for sand, I've turned off all our sand production. Why? Because we seem to have a lot of sand, like a lot of sand. We have the diggy team's doing a great job. Unfortunately, the diggy team for iron currently hit a bit of a sand, a bit of a patch of sand, just a tiny patch of sand, and they are currently digging through that bit by bit, looking for the last of the iron ore. There is not a lot of iron ore left, not at all a lot of iron ore left. Can I just dig up underneath the iron ore? Consequently, we're running a little bit short on iron ore. We'll fix that in the not too distant future, but yeah, we're running a little bit short of iron ore. We have a bit of an abundance of sand, which means I have put in a few storage containers for sand, and consequently I've turned this off. This was prioritized in, but I'm spending people, power, and maintenance on all this crap that I don't need. Speaking of power and people, people-wise, we need to obviously unpause, and you need those 2. Because we need more housing. We need more housing for more people. We are currently maxed out, but, you know, more people required. We also have... Yeah, I don't care. We'll get to that one. We don't care. Low supply of copper ore. Okay, low supply of copper ore we do care about. Where are you guys not digging? You're not digging on the left. Can we have you not dig on the right, please, instead? Cool. Copper ore is actually fine. We've got a second alert for the copper plates. If the copper plates end up empty, then we'll actually do something about it. Oh, people can't dump things. Let's fix that really quickly. Okay, dumping. We have spent 30 years, 30 years dumping the area on the left because it was like minus 28 deep. This area on the right is also minus 28 deep. If I just bring this up, yeah, it's minus 28, 29, 29, 28, yeah. So it's going to be a little while before I get this dumped in, which sucks because I really want it filled in like yesterday. We are filling in this area with dirt, obviously put in more farms, and I need this area done. I am looking at nuclear power very, very strongly because of the sheer amount of coal we're using. The reason I mention that is, well, we're sitting at 14 megawatts, okay? So 10 megawatts being this power plant and this power plant require 4 boilers running non-stop, okay? And each one uses 18 coal, which means this power plant by itself is using 72 coal per minute, which is like a little yellow truck and a quarter, because normally they carry 60. We've got the overload edicts on, they carry a little bit more. But it means a truck every minute needs to come over here and drop over coal. If we go up to 15 megawatts, which is the point we're sort of bordering at now, it's 108 coal per minute, which is now getting close to 2 trucks every minute, which is a lot of deliveries, okay? It's a lot of deliveries we need to keep up with, hence why I'm looking for nuclear power. I'd plan to build nuclear power at the other end of the island, beside the housing, because where else would you put highly radioactive waste material, but right beside the houses. It looks like if I can get this filled in, we're going to be putting nuclear power right here. We are doing the research right now. We have... Where are we? Scroll. We are doing nuclear... uranium enrichment right now, nuclear reactor right after that. I'm going to add greenhouse 2 onto the list, just so we know what a greenhouse does. I'm not going to jump into glass smelting or anything else. Gold smelting until we deal with silicon. It's a research that we need to deal with. Speaking of research, we've done sugarcane, we've done medical supplies. Yes. I also need to actually re-upgrade oil. Oil is fine at the moment, but yeah, more oil wouldn't hurt. Why? Oh, because maybe I didn't put that pipe in. That pipe seems like a very important pipe. Yes. So glad we looked at that. Okay. Has a high supply of coal. Cool, that's great. That means this belt, which is feeding all of these guys, and the fact that you're not full means it's probably not keeping up. I'm going to upgrade you as well. Yay, more construction parts gone. Alright, copper, people, chicken farms, vegetables. Okay. Farms. We've upgraded some of the farms. As you can see, we're pretty much on solid greenhouses now. The left-hand side is completely greenhouse. The right-hand side is slowly getting there. I've actually started removing some of the potatoes from the right-hand side and replacing them out with corn because we need more corn. We don't need more corn to eat. We need more corn for ethanol. As for our vegetable/fruit production, it seems, well, I don't know how well balanced it is to start with, and we've just got this belt looping around, which means that potentially we have vegetables, we just can't get them there, and potentially we have fruit, we just can't get them there, which is perfectly fine, because what happens is if we end up with not enough veggies, then they eat fruit at twice the speed, and vice versa. So if we end up with too much of one, the people automagically solve the problem by just eating extra of one food type to balance the whole lot out. It's a less than ideal system, but honestly, it's working really well, and a better system requires a lot more logistics and multiple storages and a way to dispose of excess fruit and excess vegetables, which you can't really do. So that requires potentially, if you get the system slightly out of whack, a lot of storage being built for one type of food type. As for food types and logistics, so last episode we upgraded this to remove the sorter thing, and we're just running with 50% of our corn goes in through this connector, and then 50% of the 50% goes in through this connector, in theory leaving any excess corn left over, and potentially 25% of the corn that comes out of the farms would just get dumped out. But as you can see, we have corn coming through right now, and it all seems to be disappearing where it's meant to go. So I call this system a success, 100%. But we don't have enough corn. Hence why I've started putting corn in these fields. We're probably going to add more because it looks like I still have some potatoes. So Can I swap you out for corn as well? Excellent. All right. As for the rest of the food sorting, the belt was having an issue. The belt was backed up. It was having a severe issue with throughput. It still looks like it might have the occasional... It looks like it's maxed out rather than having a throughput issue. There are a couple of belt shenanigans that cause issues, but what I've done is I removed our little sorting system using proper sorters and moved into, well, the same system we're using over there to sort our food. So we have wheat coming here. It passes through two connectors, one taking 50% off the belt, the other one taking 50% of the 50%. And then we have potatoes doing the same, and then finally we have corn doing the same, and then anything excess, and as you can see, there ain't a lot of excess, gets looped around. And, a bit of corn's gonna come through. Yep. Anything excess gets looped around and fed back in on a priority, which means that this system is clearing out most of the food. The only thing that we're actually filtering off is the sugar cane and running it out this way, which means the system is actually running faster than it was previously, and I want to expand it. I really, really want to expand it further, but we have some markers laid out, and the markers say, like, Jetty, you cannot build past this line, because when we dig out these coal nodes buried under here, potentially I need this much area for retaining walls. Potentially. So I can't really do a lot about this currently, because I can't move things further to left to have more room. What I really would like to do is have the corn get sorted out, and then have a separate storage just to make sure corn keeps running to the corn mash machines to make corn mash, to make ethanol, because ethanol is struggling sometimes. It's not all the time, just sometimes, and it does have a little bit of support from extra sugar getting thrown across, but to go through some of the other research and other things, I need a lot more ethanol, which means that I need to improve this system. One of the ways we're going to improve this system is the coal guys. The coal guys are doing a wonderful job of ripping apart the mountain, which does two things. One, gets us coal, which I'm all in favor of. Two, I want to dig out to there. I want to make sure I don't remove my markers. Gets us a whole bunch of coal. At the same time, it makes it a more direct route for the trucks. So the trucks are not having to drive out towards the farms anymore. They can take a much more direct route. With our brand new coal trade, we're probably at the stage where I have a lot of excess coal, and therefore we're going to add some storage because I want to keep these guys running. I also don't want to have alerts for you or for you, because you are excess storage. Okay, so yeah, we're digging our way through the side of the mountain slowly. I want to finish digging my way through the side of the mountain, and then we're probably going to have to bury in here to work out exactly, well, remove the coal from this side so we can work out exactly how much space we can have to extend things out. Ideally, I want to grab all this area, and that way I can do a much better sorting method right here. Also want to play with canola and soybeans, but they require more farms, and more farms require more landfill. We're back to square one. Can I not get you guys to dump? It's fine. It's fine. You'll get it done. Okay. All right. So, limestone. We are running out of limestone slowly. Limestone mine is pretty much empty. There is some limestone mixed in here with some iron. We've got to grab that, and then I'm going to bring the guys over to grab the last limestone. We have already got access to, mostly, the second limestone mine. It's right here. It is behind a tiny, thin layer of rock, which we can dig out pretty quickly. What else I have to mention? Trying to make sure I've ticked off all the things that have happened between last episode and this episode, and what's going to happen between this episode and next episode. I think I've got everything. There's going to be a lot of digging and a lot of filling, and that's pretty much it. And a little bit of research, and probably actually we're still short on corn. You know what? Let's just upgrade you, and we'll add in corn, and I'll just do one. Every single time we upgrade a farm, it also increases our water usage, which hence means that we end up burning more coal. Something else I'm going to keep in mind. These guys are not running flat out yet, but water. We're using 1.1k every month water for just the farms. Okay, the settlement doesn't use a lot, and of the water they use, we recycle it. We are dumping water from the power plant that makes water still. It does run to oil first, but then we end up dumping some on top of that. So yeah, we have a consideration about how many farms we upgrade for too much water. Okay, on to actually, I want to look at that really quickly. Okay, we're not backing up on water, we're just dumping a lot of water. We're not quite backing up on water. Awesome. Okay. Alright, today's big plan. I know, we're 20 minutes in the episode already, is statue maintenance. So statue maintenance does two things. One, it opens up a brand new category. It's a landmark category, and it gives you a brand new building. Now, the brand new building is a maintenance statue, and it will do a couple of things. It will consume some materials, but also lower your maintenance. Our current maintenance is, we'll go with 1650 roughly per month. Okay, and we're adding maintenance. We have more than enough maintenance to cover that, but anything I can cut back is obviously saving. It's going to save me on electronics, which saves me on rubber and copper, and it's going to save me on mechanical parts, which saves me on steel, which saves me on iron, which alleviates this problem a little bit. All right, so we're going to build a statue of maintenance, and it requires an input of fuel gas. So a statue that not just demonstrates the wealth of your island, but also serves as a celebration of your industrial success. It has such a positive effect on your population that reduces your island's maintenance requirements by 5%. In order to get the bonus, come back here. In order to get the bonus, the statue needs to be provided with fuel gas on a continuous basis. However, if you don't maintain your statue, you'll get a negative effect, because nothing demotivates your workers from performing maintenance more than seeing a broken statue of maintenance. You can build this multiple times should your wealth allow it, but you only get the bonus once. As you can see, it's slightly expensive. Okay, 200 construction parts, which is pretty bad because I've only got like 300 in stock. 400 concrete, 300 steel, and 1,000 copper. 1,000 copper is the really expensive one, and it requires fuel gas, which means in theory you build it near oil. In my case, I'm going to build it beside the shit, because we have people. People provide wastewater constantly, 200 wastewater, and for every 120 wastewater, 160 wastewater, we get out 36 sludge, which means we have a pretty constant supply of sludge coming out of, well, the town. And every single time we take 12 sludge and we convert it into compost, we get 5 fuel gas. So I have at least 15, 20, 25-ish fuel gas constantly coming out of the town, which currently we've been converting into running through a cracking unit to create diesel on site. So at least I have some diesel being created at this side of the map. We're going to change that up. And we're going to convert all the poop into, well, we're going to convert some of the poop into a statue, into the fuel gas for the statue of maintenance, which means that plugs in there, and we're going to uni-build those two. And then, come on, I need that pipe done. And then I'll rehook that pipe in there. I don't want to build that pipe. We'll just have a little buffer here first. And then we're going to take the statue, which is sizable. It is a sizable statue. Can I get rid of the connectors on the screen? Thanks. No, they come back straight away. All right, and we're going to plug that in the back. Now, funnily enough, it has its own internal buffer, which instantly filled up, even though it's not built. I guess it shouldn't do that, but it did. It has a plaque on it, so life can be rough if you don't maintain your stuff, and when things fail, just look, a missing entry in the service book. Isn't that wonderful? And we're going to build one of these, and of course I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to let the trucks bring over the resources slowly over time. Definitely not, but we will notice that you need 7.5 maintenance. Funnily enough, this little GUI says it needs 10 maintenance, so one of the two of them is wrong, and we're definitely going to quick deliver that at 15 uni, and then we're going to sit right about here. I'm going to watch it get built. Well, that takes a minute or two to get built, and it now has a flame permanently burning on top. Excellent. And it now says it needs 7 maintenance rather than 7.5, which doesn't make sense. We're going to connect up that little pipe because we have 80 odd in stock. We're going to have a notification if less than 25%. Yeah, less than 25%. Just in case. Just in case we stop pooping for some reason and we run out of fuel gas. I don't want my maintenance cost to go up. But with that built, we need to go check our maintenance. And we are at 1500. So that dropped, yeah, about 100 maintenance off our global need per month. I actually wish the discount was a little bit higher. Yeah, I wish it was a little bit higher. Why are we low on glass? Because we're just filling up storages? Yeah, we're filling up storages. And you have a high supply of coal. Okay, we've already upgraded. No, we haven't upgraded that belt. No, we have upgraded that belt. Okay. Well then, in theory, we're going to turn 50%. Yes. And we're going to set that to empty then. That way trucks can take stuff from here. You're at a priority 5, which means you're more important than the stuff we've already dug up. And as for storage-wise, they are full and happy to go. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Low supply of fuel gas. That happened quickly. I don't really have enough room for a splitter because of poor planning. And I really don't want to bring it down to then rebuild it. It's going up again. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. In theory, it should get 50% of the fuel gas. So it should be okay. But we've got an alert set up anyway. Hopefully the alert goes away and everything comes good. As for the... Things autosave. As for these guys, they are still digging their way through. As for our landfill efforts, we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. It's going to take some time. And as for power, what the hell? Oh, it spun too low. Yeah, as we're up closing on 15 megawatts, I need to take you off auto balance and start running you full time. Throughput 100%. Yeah, we've maxed out the shaft. Yep, that's sort of the plan. It is built to max out the shaft. All right. So limestone should be fine. Animal feed is still an issue. It seems we're just not making enough food. We went from having too much and having to have that excess belt to kick out the excess to now not making enough again. Well, I'm hoping that'll solve itself with us continuing to add farms and greenhouses. Hopefully that gets enough food out of the system that we can keep making the animal feed. At the end of the day, oh wow, the eggs belt's moving. Hang on, where is eggs? So meat is empty, great. Eggs is at least moving. Bread is still fully stocked, so that's not an issue. I do have we do have plenty of food turned on, so they are eating 50% extra food. So technically we have what, 50 months worth of food roughly, if I turn that off. So I could turn that off and hopefully get the chickens more fed. But as long as they see a little bit of food every now and then, which they're currently doing, they won't die. Which means I can run them at sort of a deficit, which we're probably going to do for a little while. As we get the landfill done, we can add in more farms. Obviously, I've got plans for, well, 1, 2, 3, potentially 4, maybe 5 if I can squeeze them all together. And that's why it's not built yet, because I want to know exactly where we end up down here, so I know exactly how many farms I can squeeze in. But that's going to take some time. That's going to take some time for us to dig up that much rock, dump it to the sea, and then put a nice layer of soil over the top, which, yeah, takes time, a lot of time. In the meantime, we're going to finish the nuclear reactor research shortly, and then from nuclear reactor research, I think we'll just... Oh, we're going to grab greenhouses, and then we'll turn research off, which will save me more uni, which I can spend on absolutely nothing. And oh my god, you guys have made a mess. Okay, iron ore wise, I can see... No, there's dregs, but it looks like we've got rid of all the iron ore. Alright, which means I'm going to have to set up the second iron... eventually, if you guys keep going, you end up with copper in your sand pit. Yeah. I'm going to have to set up the second iron ore mine, which is something I will do between this episode and next episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode with, hopefully, nuclear power. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe we'll set up the farms. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of things happening in the next episode or two. Oh, also, we need to rebuild oil at some stage. I want a better oil system. A better oil system than what we have. What we have is very good, but I think there's room for improvement. In fact, there's definitely room for improvement. Now we have access to hydrogen production, also heavy oil cracking. We need to get silicon up and running in the future. There's lots of things still to do. But with all that said, I need to leave this episode here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the very next episode with something monumental. If all else fails, we'll just sit here and stare at the statue of maintenance. Oh, very quickly. There is an option to make it gold. That's part of the supporters DLC. They also, as is the Tomb of Captains. The Tomb of Captains is also completely part of the supporters DLC with flowers, which we need to play with at some stage. But this requires us to get gold up and running, which is going to take a minute, and that requires us to research it, which is going to take a minute. Also, we need to build it like 5 times. Which is quite expensive. I know it's quite expensive. Very expensive. Makes the statue of maintenance look cheap. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Thanks for watching. See you next one. Bye.